Alright guys, so we've got that first blocking in, looks solid, looks perfect. Now it's time to come out of the blocking. We're going to be splining and flattening curves, and you will see all of that in the next video. So let's dive in and carry on pushing the energy, and let's just keep animating and try and get that run. Alright guys, so let's dive in. Alright guys, welcome back. We're going to spline now. Just make this my face a bit smaller here. Okay, so what we'll do, the last one we're blocking everything out, so it's all blocked out. Now what we'll do, we'll just select everything. Just move this here, sorry. Move the mic a bit closer. Excuse me. Okay guys, so what we'll do, we're going to start blocking. And we're going to select, what we'll do, we'll select everything, go into the graph editor, as we can see here. Okay, it's joined there, move it like that. Okay, now what we'll do, we'll just select everything and go to, I normally go to flat. So it's all like over here. If we go to spline now, then we'll spline it. So the in-between curves are spline. Just to get the ease in at the front and at the end. Okay, so let's have a look at our animation. It's going to be all floaty and everything, so don't worry. So let's check this out. So there you can see it's all a bit jerky. That's fine. That happens. Don't worry about that. Okay, the first thing we're going to do, we'll check out the hips. So we'll go to the hips here. And we'll check the ups and downs out. Now, normally we want these. This is the high, right? So this bit is the highest point. That's the highest point. Now this highest point is a bit higher than this one. So what we can do, if we select this, go to copy and paste it here so they're both the same. Okay, why is not that working? Copy. Yeah, that should work. There you go. So they're both the same now. We've flattened that. So we select these and we press flatten. So they're flattened, yeah. So there, you can see there, it's gone higher, right? Now what we need to do, let's just move this leg up slightly because we have to adjust it because the hips have gone higher. So that's fine, we can do that. So if we look and play this now. Now if you notice when he's going forward, it's pausing a bit. That's because we've got this. Now what we want to do, we want to delete, sorry, we've got this. Look at, if you look at the Z going forward, it's not constant. It's like slightly going up like that. So what I normally do is take everything here, delete it, and then this curve here, I make it linear, which is this one. So it's constantly just going forward. So if we play it now, there, it's constantly going forward. Now the up and down is still not right. So what we need to do, we'll get this. So let's check this out here. Contact, down, rise. So we just have to adjust a bit because we've made the forward motion constant. So let's go through each pose and let's just fix this. So let's go here. So we want this to be higher. So basically let's take this pose here, yeah, this point here. Let's copy that from this and this. Let's make this all the same. Okay, that's wrong. This is -2, -1. There, we want it there, yeah? So it's a bit more even. So if we look now, it's a bit more even, but you can see we need to adjust these feet. So let's go back to the hips Let's get this working properly. So when he comes down, it's in that position. And when it comes down, it's in that position. So what we'll do, we'll make all these down positions the same. So we'll copy this one here, there, there. Okay. So we've got that working. We've got the hips working nice. We've got the nice curves here. Now what we can do, we can go in and adjust the feet now. So what we'll do, we'll come here. And you can see, we'll just move this in a bit. So we'll just do one foot at a time. Then we'll come here. We'll be like, okay. What we can do here is we can even move this down. So it's straighter like that. Or you can move that up to you either way. So we've got that. Then it jumps off. And you can see that. You see it's going down here. Down, up, down. It's not on the floor. That's because of this. You see this overshoot? So all you do is get those and just go to flat. Now what's happening is the rotation. So if we go to the rotation here, we can see it there. See, it's an overshoot. So we just flatten this, which is that one. I got a flat shortcut as Alt F. So I'll show you how to do that. That's all you're doing. And I believe the toe as well. So if we get the toe, you can see there. So if we flatten that. And the front one. So probably all of these. Or the back, sorry, yeah. Yeah, as you can see there. So we'll just flatten these out. See now, that's exact. You don't see no floating there on that. So this foot just lands. That's what we want. Okay, so let's go through that foot. It comes up there. We could push that back a bit. That's fine. Now this one, we want to come in a bit. Then it comes in a bit like this, how we had it before. And then this was like coming up like that. So this is the foot that's coming up. And then, yeah. So we play it through. And what we can do here, we could rotate this foot a bit like this. Okay, and now what we can do is get the other foot and have a look at that. How is that looking? Put it back up here. Then it comes down. And then the same here, what we do here, if you look at all these controls, just Control Shift, select these, and we'll see. Actually, let's do it one at a time. See these little overshoots here? Just select these and just flatten them. Same with this as well. When we land here, there's a movement because of this. Because it's going like this, there's a little S wave there, so we just flatten that. And then the front one too, we'll have a look, that's okay. The toes is the same, we'll flatten that. And obviously the main controller, we'll have a look at that, look, all of that. While it's on the floor, it was like this, wobbling. So this represents this control Y. So we can see when it comes here, you can see it's going down here. It's going down on the floor there because of this curve. But as soon as you flatten it, it comes at the top. That's what we want to do. Just every time the foot's on the floor, you always want to flatten it like this. And then we look at the other poses. We'll just flatten this forward and that one. Remember, I'm pressing Alt F, that's my shortcut. There's a video on how to do shortcuts in this class. You can check it out from there. All the other curves are fine. Rotations are fine. That's fine. Now, if we see this, that's on the floor solid. Now, if we go back, okay, so he lands there. And then this pose is fine. We can rotate this a bit lower. So the leg is a bit straighter, yeah? It's just about to take off. And it takes off. Then we can readjust this. Like this. And have it back a bit. Because both feet are in the air here, remember this? And then it lands. So if we check this out now, okay, bit rocky, but we're going to be working on that, so don't worry about that. All right, so now what we'll do, let's just check it out in here. So the hips and everything seem fine. All we need to do now is work our way up the body. So let's go to the hips here. So we'll select this hips, this one here, the bottom one, and we'll have a look. And you can see here, remember we had a twist at the start and in the middle. So we don't need these keys in between. So we can delete these. Now if you look, we'll go to the second one. The second one's the same as well. We don't need these keys. We just want 3 keys on it, right? And then this one here, third one, is the same, right? We want to delete those. So we've got just 1 key in the middle and then back. That's all we got. So if we look now, yeah. So we'll sort the head out too. If you look at the head, look at that. The head has got all kinds happening there. We are in rotation. Yeah, okay. So what we can do is let's delete all of these. Y. So in Y, what we'll do, we'll delete same thing. We'll delete the in-between keys here. And Z. We'll do the same. Delete all the in-between keys. And if we play this now, see it's still moving, so we'll sort that out. So we can basically, we can just straighten it every third frame. Just straighten the head every third frame. Just make sure it's just looking forward. Just going over the same keys. There, okay. So at least that's in the right place. Moving forward, right? Now if you look without the controls, the character's moving side to side. Okay, so if we go to the top one now, same thing we want to do there. That's the main chest control, so we want to delete that. Now if we look at this, see, it's moving. That's what we want. So it's starting to start looking like a run now, right? It's just a bit slow, but we can work on the timing. That's not a problem. Now, what we could do is, now that we've got everything working, the mechanics seem to be working. We'll go and get the hips now, and we'll be like, all right, let's do weight shift. So what happens when you plant the leg? You plant the leg, then the next frame, the weight shift. So the weight shifts on the side where the leg is. Then as we come up, we plant the leg first, then weight shift. Then the leg goes the other way. And then we come back. So then when we look at here, weight shift, weight shift. So we don't need these keys in between. And then we can just flatten these curves out, right, like that. And then what we can do is we can select this. So let's change this to 3 up here. So the value is 3, so it's a nice round number. And below here, we can change that to -3. So they're both going in the same distance in both directions. There. Now, if we play, you'll see that there's a side to side. Now you can adjust that if you think it's less. So we can go a bit more. And here it says 4.8 something. So here we can just copy that value here and put a minus in front of that with the opposing way. Okay, and now we can check that out. So you may want to adjust that accordingly. As for the head, well, select the head there. All kinds going on there. Let's delete everything in there. Delete this. Let's just delete everything there. Let's see how this is. Okay. So let's rotate this. Come in here. We zero everything out here. Let's concentrate on the Y. So that one. So normally when I concentrate on one, I just select one here and then press shift and middle click. Go to the next frame. Just in the Y axis, and you're not, so it's nice and clean. So this part is where I'm just adjusting a few things. And then we can middle click, go to the end and press S. Middle click the start, so it's the same as the end, the pose. And then you can always adjust a little bit. There, you can always adjust that. So it's generally looking forward, right? Now what we can do is select everything, go back, select everything in the timeline, and just move it to, say, 18 and go to right click snap. So we will basically want to do everything on 2s. So every 2 frames. Just check that everything is every 2 frames. There. So that's 16, right? So let's change this to 16. We want to make the run a bit quicker. Okay. Okay. Let's check the trajectory. Okay, looking nice, smooth. Okay, let's check the trajectory. Let's delete that. Let's check out the trajectory here. Okay, that's a bit harsh coming up, but what we do, this is where we start polishing, but we'll go through that. So what we're going to do now, let's see if, let's go to 18. Let's try and see how the frames are on 18. No. So we got it on all 2s, that's fine. 16. Okay, all 2s are fine. What we'll do, let's check the trajectory out here. That's fine. Yeah, we can polish all that, it's not a problem. And that's fine too. All right. So now what we can do is start really polishing the foot. So let's go to this foot and be like, all right, we want it to stamp down quickly, right? So we go to the very next frame, and all we're doing, we're just zeroing. So it's down first, stamp down, and then we can, there's a bit of movement there. So let's see what that is. It's this translation, you see. So now it should be locked. Yeah, locked. So we got that. And then with the same one here, the opposite, 0. And then the other thing we can do is delay the toe. So from there, the toe is still up because the heel comes first, then the toe is up, then the toe is down. So that will add a bit more as well, which is really cool. So the toe is up when the heel is landing, and then it goes down. Okay. So we've got that working. We'll polish it a bit more, and let's check the arms out. So let's check the shoulders out. Shoulders are fine. How are the arms? Let's check the arms. Arms are also fine. The only thing with the arms at the moment is everything's even, but we'll sort that out. Shoulders fine there. Shoulders fine there. That's fine. Wrist, we'll sort that all out. What we'll do with the forearm, we'll just add a little movement here. So there's something happening there, and then we'll add a little movement here as well, like that. And then we'll do the same for the other side. So we'll just add a movement going forward, like that. So, and then we'll start in the polishing phase. We'll start really refining it. So we'll add offsets, make it more organic. But at the moment, this is basically how you spline. So basically what you're doing in splining is once you spline everything, you notice everything's floaty, the feet are going underneath the floor and what have you. Don't panic, that's normal, that happens. Be excited about cleaning it up. Like, all right, let's go in. So then, for example, I'm like, yeah, let's check the feet out. Oh, they're going up and down. Let's select it. All right, let's have a look at the curves. Normally, the feet are see, then you can just clean this up. Normally, when the feet are going underneath, it's because when you spline, you do this. Right? And this is splined as well. So if you look now, that's what happens. See, that's what happens. It's just going underneath. It just overshoots, that all they are. That's why I like to flatten first, because when you flatten, when you do the flatten, it keeps the keys flat, and then you go in between. Then I select spline, then I spline in between. But it doesn't matter, whatever works for you, you know. But this is just years of practice, finding your own preferences. But just be a bit excited about doing that. And then once you've done that, then you can play like we did with the timing. So once you've got everything all working properly, and for example, like the torso, remember in the torso, we had all the keys in the middle. So we deleted those keys. That's all I did. I had got keys from at the start, middle, and end. So at the start, the shoulder like this. And at the end, it's like this. But in the middle, it's like this. So then you just got 3. And then we'll offset those later. And then we'll add it so it's a bit more organic. Then we'll talk about matching tangents, which is so important in games when you're cycling. And there's a whole section on that, a lesson on that, which I talk about. But overall, that's the splining process. So that is, let's just go here. And then what we can do, we can push some of these poses a bit more in the polishing, which we're doing next. So that's from blocking to splining. So it's looking clean, you know, side to side. Good stuff. So we're happy with that, and we'll move on to the next lesson. So I'll see you in the next video.